welcome one more time. Chatting with Joyce, Alona, and Sharon. This time we want to say it's not our fault. It is not the fault of organizations that help the poor. It's not the fault of the poor themselves. People who cannot find work should not be blamed for being poor. And when we realize that the average poor person in America works, we cannot blame them if they don't have adequate jobs.
Right.
If people cannot afford college education, we cannot blame them for not going to college. Even the affluent are complaining about the cost, of the rising cost in going to college. How many people do you know who are poor that don't want to be poor, or that really want to be poor?
I don't know anybody that wants to be poor. I think everybody wants a better standard of living.
Yes.
But the reality of that is a lot easier said than done. And like our topic for today is, it's not their fault. It's not. We wish things could be different, and we try for them to be, but when the rubber meets the road, we find that it's just not that simple.
What about you, Sharon? How many people do you know that are just not satisfied with their wages?
Right. Many people are working every day. They're working hard, but they're not making enough money. And so, and sometimes you get kind of stuck in that point because you have to work to make ends meet, and you don't really have the time to look. And with this particular job market, the way that it is, people are doing what they can and working wherever they can find a job. And so it's just the place that we're in right now. And so it's just really difficult for everybody.
Absolutely.
So let's try to bring this together. Just like many of us, the American people are examining the credit of this nation, the debt of this nation, and the nation's ability to take care of all of its debts. Likewise, households are trying to figure that out. And nobody is really figuring it out well because we are sharing the blame, or better still, we're shifting the blame. So we want to say, first of all, it's not our fault.
Exactly. Right.
And it's not the fault of Congress. It's not the fault of anybody who wants to see America be more solvent. And so it is with the people we serve. Many times there are those of us who have created our own problems. But if you can't find a job, you can't pay your bills.
Right.
If you have more bills than you have income, you can't pay them well. And that's the problem. And I just wish we could all get along, because it ain't our fault.
Ain't our fault. It ain't our fault.